We continue our off-season conversation here on Overtime. I'm Larra Overton alongside the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor. We've talked about free agency, the trade for Carson Wentz, and now it's all about the prospects of the 2021 NFL Draft. Today, looking at the offensive tackle position, because with the retirement of Anthony Castonzo, you have a question looming there on that offensive line. How much of a priority is that in terms of the draft and the talent that there is this spring, Matt?
Well, I think it's definitely an area that the Colts are going to be looking at in the draft because, as you said, Anthony Castonzo has decided to retire. It leaves a huge void at left tackle. The good thing is the Colts have done a really good job of leaving themselves some options by addressing that position in free agency with Sam Tevi coming in, Julian Davenport. Plus, there's always that internal debate, maybe an option out there of sliding over Quentin Nelson from guard to tackle. So certainly with Anthony Castonzo's retirement, it does leave a question, but the Colts have options and certainly a big draft class, a deep draft class at tackle, and you're sitting there at 21, you do have some options and some things to consider.
And the draft has treated the Colts well at the offensive line position. When you look at Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, and Braden Smith among those draft picks for the Indianapolis Colts. The talent that you said, there is strong talent. Who leads the conversation at the offensive tackle position of those who are going to be available in the draft?
Well, the depth is very good. It's one of the deeper position groups in all of the draft. I mean, up to as many as 6 tackles could be off the board in the first round. And by most mock drafts, most draft analysts think that up to 13 tackles have first or second round grades. So the good news is, I mean, in most draft classes, Larra, I mean, GMs sometimes have to reach or have to consider taking a left tackle because if they don't in the first round, then the talent really drops off. That's not the case in this draft, where you can go get and potentially wait until rounds 2 or round 3 on a tackle and still get a pretty good player that can start in his rookie season.
And regardless of the team's draft boards you're looking at, it's pretty much a consensus among the conversation of who the elite talent is atop the tackle conversation.
Yeah, and that guy would be Penei Sewell out of Oregon. He's a top 10 pick, probably the best tackle of the bunch. Grew up in Samoa, moved to Utah when he was in middle school, won the Outland Trophy in 2009, but he did opt out of the 2020 season. He's got 2 uncles that played in the NFL as well, but he's got great size, rare foot quickness, good hands. He's built like that stereotypical elite tackle, 6'6", 325. But the depth is there's not much drop off after that with Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech, another first-round grade on Darrisaw, regarded as one of the best tackles in the country last season, second-team AP All-American, first-team All-ACC accolades, very athletic, plays with good body control, also shows good agility to get out and make every block inside the running game. After that, you go to Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC, another round 1 grade on him. He was an absolute stud in 2019, second-team All-Pac-12. Initially opted out this past season, decided to come back and play when the Pac-12 announced it was going to have football in the fall. Started all 6 games this past season, first-team All-Conference player, so another guy that's going to be gone in the first round. After that, Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. He's got a round 1 or a round 2 grade on him, 3-year starter, played both left side and right side at tackle in college. 2019, he battled Chase Young from Ohio State, held his own in that one-on-one matchup. Probably going to be the 5th Northwestern player drafted in the first round, and also has a chance to join Chris Hinton as the only Wildcats ever to be selected in the top 10. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. After that, Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State, another guy with a first round or a second round grade on him. First team All Big 12 this past season, played left tackle and right tackle. Opted out, though, the final month, accepted an invitation to play in the Senior Bowl to kind of help his draft stock. He has an NFL-ready frame. He's got a big chest, thicker lower body. He plays with great power, really good hands, and he's got good athleticism that should make him a plug-and-play starter. But we should mention again that those 5 guys that I mentioned, this is one of those draft classes where it's beauty in the eye of the beholder, because the guys behind those 5, 6 through 10 or 10 through 15, those are really good quality players, and a lot of those players have first-round grades on them as well.
And of those names, Jalen Mayfield from Michigan, Jackson Carman from Clemson, Alex Leatherwood of Alabama, Sam Cosmi out of Texas, a few of those names who you will see, and likely a big priority for a number of teams, because one of the things we know about the tackle position, those guys don't come available in free agency.
Exactly.
So there's a priority on locking them up young when you can, immediately out of the draft, developing that talent within your own locker room, and a lot of answers, or a lot of questions to be answered at the end of the month as the NFL draft begins on April 29th.